is Don DeBartolo, a senior commodity broker and market strategist with Daniels Trading in Chicago, a division of StoneX. I am also the trader behind the Trade Spotlight advisory service. Trade Spotlight is 3 segments, but 1 advisory. I cover the futures markets, commodity options, and future spreads. This is Beyond the Spotlight, a video that will spotlight 2 or 3 markets that may become trading opportunities for this week. This week begins on Monday, August 23rd, 2021. Let's jump right into our first chart. This is the September 2021 Euro currency, the Euro FX futures contract. First thing is you'll notice this lower horizontal line. This has been acting as a support level recently here in August, going back to March, and then again last year, a lot of times last year, September, October, November. It appears the market once again has found support here. We did make a new 12-month contract low that was made on the 20th of August at 116.69, but you can see we bounced back that session, and there was follow through here today. I do have a couple lower or upper trend lines drawn off on this chart here. They're pretty steep trend lines, at least this one here going back to the June highs, and then most recently with the recent session highs. I'd like to see a close above that trend line to get long this futures contract. Right now, my MACD indicator, this is my trend indicator, looks to be a neutral market, which is evident of the last month or so, 2 months, going back to the end of June, trading, sideways trading for the most part. But it does look like it's about to hook up. And then my stochastic indicator, this is a momentum indicator, has hooked up, showing a build in upside momentum. Perhaps the momentum will carry it through the trend line and higher. You can see I have some moving averages up above the market, 50-day and 89-day and 200-day. Those can act as potential resistance levels. Those might end up being potential targets for this contract. The 200-day is 120.43. That could be a potentially good target to the upside here. Stop loss would go essentially below these recent lows, if not the 12-month contract low, depending on the risk-reward ratio that I want to put together for this trade. So just waiting on a close above that trend line, and that will trigger an entry to the upside for the September 2021 Euro currency. The next chart is the September 2021 dollar index. Huge correlation with the euro. As you can see on this chart, I'm looking to trade this to the downside, reverse of the euro currency. Typically, euro goes up, dollar goes down. You can see on this chart, there's a potential double top formation occurring. The first high goes back to March of this year. It was 93.43 from the 31st of March. And then more recently, we traded above that level to set a new 12-month contract high at 93.75. That was made on the 20th of August, so on Friday. Once again here, a steep trend line with the recent lows. So I do want to see a close below that trend line first before taking a trade. There's a 20-day moving average just below at 92.68. And then a 50-day at 92.43. I'd like to see the market get through there as well. Maybe see that 20-day moving average hook over that 50-day. That's a bearish signal. Right now, my MACD indicator is showing, something very similar to the euro currency. Sideways trading action. Trend, really isn't determined at this point. Starting to hook down. And then once again on the momentum indicator, I'm showing a downside hook in momentum. Momentum starting to build in this market. So again, waiting for the close though. That's a little bit more conservative of a trade, but I do want to make sure that there is just some confirmation of a downside move in this market. You can trade both at the same time. You can go long the euro, sell the dollar. You could do that as a future spread, or you can just trade one or the other. The euro currency trades against the U.S. dollar, so it's almost like you are taking the inverse when you are going long the euro currency. Not the same for the dollar. Potential stop loss would go above these recent highs. Let's see, the highest high there looks to be 93.18 from the 20th of July. And then now we got up to 93.20.5 on the 11th of August. So that's a potential stop loss or above the 12-month contract high. Downside target is at potential support level that cuts across about the 91.50 price level. There's also an 89-day moving average at 91.53, and I have a 200-day moving average at 91.30. So that could potentially be a huge support level for this market. So that is the September 2021 dollar index futures contract. And the last chart I'd like to take a look at for this video is in the platinum market. I do believe platinum has potential this year, next year, as a commodity to trade to higher prices. This is a volatile market though, and options are pretty thin. So we've got to pick and choose our spots to trade this market, and I think this is one of those opportunities. I have another trend line drawn off, an upper trend line that's acting as a resistance level. I'm looking for a close above that to trigger an entry to the upside. You can see in today's trading action, Monday session, we traded up to a 20-day moving average. It looks like it's going to close just below there. I like to see the market get through that 20-day moving average at 1,016.7 and then see that 20-day moving average hook up. Right now my MACD indicator is once again showing a neutral market, but potentially showing a shift to the upside, and there is stronger momentum in this market to the upside. We almost had a little double bottom here with the 12-month contract low made on the 9th of August, 954, and then last week we traded down to 956 even. It's not quite a double bottom because there's just not enough time in between. You know, that's about a week's time in between those two lows, and for a double bottom formation, you really want to see weeks or months to solidify a double bottom. So this could just be a quick reversal. That's why I want to make sure that the market closes above that trend line before taking an entry in the October 2021 platinum. Here's a snapshot of the trade spotlight. This is an email that you can expect to receive in your inbox. Top left corner will show you, which segment it is. You got a write-up of the trade, the potential entry price, important information like margins and days till option expiration, the risk-reward parameters, so you know my risk-reward going into the trade. You're welcome to tweak it to fit your own trading style, and then a chart you can click to view. If you're not a subscriber to the Trade Spotlight, I encourage you to do so. I offer a free trial, but actually now I'm offering this as a free service to clients and non-clients. Just go to danielstrading.com, click on the Advisories tab, and under Technical Analysis, you'll find Trade Spotlight. You can read more about it, see some recent posts, click the orange button to subscribe. Feel free then to reach out with any questions that you may have about the Trade Spotlight or the markets I talked about today, or just trading in general. I listed all of my contact information up here: local, work cell, 800 number, and an email address that you can reach me. Thank you for taking the time to watch and listen, and happy trading.